presenting a traditional talent. A traditional talent is a demonstration of culture and identity of a tribe or a nation through education. Before I begin, I want to thank Mr. James Harden, Miss Jocelyn Hunt, the LRDA board members, Miss Alicia and Linda Hunt, and Smith and Barkley of Fairmont, North Carolina for my blue ribbon tobacco. So let's begin. Tobacco is a source of income and is also a source of medicine. My grandmother, Charity Mae Chavis Hunt of Fairmont, and my mother, Sandra Whittemore, told me that it was not uncommon for a woman to work inside of the home and outside of the home in the tobacco field. Once the tobacco was brought in, it went straight to the tobacco barn, and that's where we tie our tobacco. Men and women can tie, but mostly women tied. So let me demonstrate. You can take 8 to 10 leaves or 11 to 15 leaves, depending on the size of your hand. You gather your leaves, and then you take a sand lug, or a middle leaf as it's called, and then you're going to fold it over. You can tell this tobacco's already been processed. You can fold it over about 3 times for durability. You take the tip, you wrap around, pretty simple, and then you insert the stem, and now you have a tobacco tie. Communities and families help each other with tobacco. They always supported each other because this is called a cash crop, and there's a reason. It was your bread and butter. So there was a great work ethic in the farm, the garden, and the tobacco field. Also, too, around tobacco, if you wanted to date a young lady, you would usually go to her farm to work. And what was awesome about that is that you were involved in the courting process. So if your mom, dad, elders, everyone got to know the young man. They were able to see his mannerisms and also see what's important, his faith, and also his work ethic. Was he going to provide for my daughter? And if he was kind of all show and all hype, then definitely you don't want him dating your daughter. So the family was involved within the courting process. Go ahead and clap. Yeah. Alrighty, so now I'm going to move on to the next portion of my talent. We're going to talk about tobacco as a medicine. And I have a co-presenter with me who's very special to my heart. He actually works with me with workshops and different presentations. I'm going to introduce him now. His name is Mr. Leitner Locklear. He's 4 years old. All right. And Mr. Leitner loves dinosaurs, and he was actually awarded the MVP award at the UNCP soccer camp, so we're really proud of him. Okay, so tobacco is medicine. Most of us, if we fall down and scrape our hand and cut it open, we're going to do what? Wash it off with water, which is our first natural medicine that doctors still tell you to drink to hydrate. And then next we're going to use alcohol as an antiseptic, and we're also going to use Neosporin and maybe a bandage or a gauze. Well, old school medicine, you like that light? Yeah. Old school medicine, we would take tobacco as our antiseptic. So you just rip off a piece of tobacco. I used to laugh because my grandmother used to hide snuff up under her silverware like nobody knew. But yeah. All right, so we eat a piece of tobacco or chew it. Yeah. This is a demonstration. All right. So now we've created a tobacco juice. So have your hand, baby. All right. All right. So you know your aunt, your grandma always did this. So we're going to put it on his cut. All right, so we got the tobacco juice on his cut. Now next we want to use what we call Spanish moss. That's going to be our gauze or our Band-Aid. You can also use cobweb as well. It works just as fine. A little cool scientific fact about Spanish moss, it does not originate from Spain, and it actually is not in the moss family. The scientific name for Spanish moss is epiphyte, and what that means is an air plant. And what it does, it takes the nutrients from the air. It's non-parasitic, it doesn't take nutrients from its host tree, nor does it take the nutrients from the soil, so that's pretty cool. So when you're traveling to Myrtle Beach, maybe Saturday or next week, and you see a lot of moss, it's because it's a tropical plant and it survives alone off the air. It's also an anti-inflammatory, so once you use it as a bandage, if his hand's swollen, it's also going to have that property.
I love him. He's on ankles.
All right, baby.
Burn.
All right, so so here we go, a traditional medicine right here. Thank you. This concludes our traditional talent, but I would like to add a few words. You know, we didn't have to bill Blue Cross Blue Shield or Medicaid for this. You know, this is free. This is provided by God for free. And like Vernon Cooper said, we can't find a lot of our natural herbs anymore because of the toxins in the air. But he said, you know, once he investigated and was able to tell what was going on with someone through a narrative and through engagement, that he could usually help someone with natural herbs. So, you know, we give acknowledgement to him and also to my great-grandmother, Blanche Oxendine, who was a midwife, and my mother, who was a nurse practitioner. But what you see here is tradition. And I don't expect anyone to run out and tie tobacco or actually go grab Spanish moss, but the point is, this is our foundation. Okay, all right, give me 1 second. He wanted to let me know he didn't like dinosaurs, but horses. So, you like both of them? But this is our foundation. So we're sitting here at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, which is a center of academia. It's our university founded by our family and our relatives. So what is before us is environmental science. It's nursing, it's education, it's psychology. And if you want to really get real for all my business people, you're looking at Six Sigma black belt. You're looking at project management if you're working on a farm. So we can take this to 2014. And this is our foundation and it is our identity. So my place here tonight is to ask that you as a community and the board and the pageant committee support a traditional talent presentation, a requirement for the Miss Lumbee pageant. Now I think Later might want to say something and we're gone.
Carolina.
He said, "Go Carolina." Tell us, Daddy, he said it. Thank you all. Good night.
He got one of these. He likes the spotlight. I found that out in the car. Oh yeah, he loves the spotlight.
That was wonderful, and I think that would be a wonderful addition.
Definitely would be. A star in the making.